Hello and welcome to Estuary TV News with me, James Dunn. In tonight's show, a farewell song for a community leader after 18 years. And my guest talks about heritage spots in Lincolnshire. But first, here's Richard Morris with the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today, local heroes are soon to be chosen, recognising people for outstanding acts of bravery, and the top 5 most desirable postcodes in our region are revealed. Yesterday, applications opened for secondary school places in North Lincolnshire. This coming week, parents in the area will receive letters from the authority which will give them their unique child's ID, which they need to apply for the places online. Parents will have until the 31st of October to apply. Those who have no access to the internet are encouraged to get a paper copy by telephoning the council. Local people are being asked to vote for a Humberside hero. The voting is up on the Humberside Fire and Rescue website and allows people to read the stories of those up for nomination before giving voting details. None of those up for nomination are actual firefighters, but are instead ordinary members of the public who have done extraordinary things.
It's important because these acts of heroism go unnoticed by a vast majority of the public, and what we're trying to do is we want to reward these individuals, and a way that we can reward them is actually put them out there as local heroes for everyone else to actually recognise it. And it's up to members of the public to actually vote for these individuals, and it's their vote that will count to who actually ends up being our local hero of 2014. Actually contact us via the text number, or they can actually contact us via the email address.
Brocklesby Church will be taking part in the National Heritage Weekend. Next Friday they will be hosting the Lost Air exhibition, which are tours on the hour from the church from 10 AM to 6 PM. Refreshments will also be available in the church, with donations in aid of the Royal British Legion Poppy Appeal. At 6:30 PM there will be an evening prayer.
The Heritage Weekend is a nationwide thing. It's basically to unlock buildings which you don't get to see. It's a freebie, and there's some very interesting things to look at. To see a lot of churches, most of them are very beautiful. I mean, if you come here to Brocklesby, we're one of the few churches still with its 18th century horsebox pews, still in its original setting, its original order. And we've got some lovely buildings around here, and they're worth looking at, they really are.
Whereabouts do you live in the Yorkshire and Humber region? Well, it's been revealed that if you live in the DN41 postcode, then you're in one of the top 5 most desirable places to live in the area. The other 4 postcodes are HU10, HU15, HU20 and YO43. We went to DN41 to find out what the locals think.
Nice village to live in, yeah, pretty, and no crime as such, and very quiet, and good bus service as well.
And everybody's sort of good neighbours, and everybody gets on well together and work together, and that, and as I said, it's great just to be live. I've been here 12, 14 years now, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I would no way would I want to move at all. And
I'm not surprised at all, because the village is a one-off. There's no big road going through the middle of it. The schools are very good, and there's not much trouble at all in Healing. I've lived here all my life. You know, you don't get any sort of vandalism, so to speak. I've been on the council. There's not a lot of reports from the local police. Have more often got nothing to say. You know, it's just a very nice place to live.
A local professional artist has gifted a drawing of the Cleethorpes Discovery Centre to North East Lincolnshire Council. He has been a member of the Lincolnshire Artists Society for over 25 years. Terry Clark has a deep affinity and interest with the River Humber and the forts, and his work reflects in particular how coastal erosion affects these elements and the landscape.
It started in October last year. It was in response to a local group of poets to do with the National Poetry Day, which the national theme was water, and I connected with the River Humber again from some past work and thought about doing the forts. And so I did this big series for our winter exhibition here, and then I got the opportunity of being at the Discovery Centre.
If you have any news for us, then please don't hesitate to contact us on Grimsby 315561, or you can search us on social media. Bye for now.
Thank you, Richard. Now, it's no secret that church numbers aren't what they used to be, but once a week in Cleethorpes St Peter's Church, you'll be lucky to get a seat. This time last week, you might be talking about the Music While You Eat concerts every Thursday, but unfortunately, the summer season has now ended. And so has the long tenure of community stalwart Jill Moore, who set the concerts up nearly 20 years ago and has run it ever since. I went along to the last concert to find out more. Oh, happy day, a church filled with people. And with a great setting, great music and even great grub, it's easy to see why there's not a spare seat in the house. And these concerts have come a long way since their inception 18 years ago.
It's set up initially to promote young people, to give them a platform that wasn't school, that wasn't an exam, that wasn't a festival. They could just come and perform to a lovely audience that's just sitting there waiting to be happily entertained. And it soon became obvious that it's not just youngsters that haven't got a platform for music, it's a lot of older performers. It's a wonderful acoustic. We've got a building, they need a venue, we've got the venue, and they come and perform.
And it's appreciated by music lovers and performers alike.
It was very good, lovely music, and we enjoyed it all the way through.
Excellent. We come here every week, every year, and we really enjoy it.
Jill, well, you couldn't get a better person to organise this event. She's worked tremendously hard and really putting it all together, it's really is something.
But after 18 years at the helm, Jill's decided to step down.
Well, I think, to be honest, after 18 years, that's long enough. And what I wanted to do was step down so that somebody else can take over while I'm still around, and I can help them to take it over, because I think it's such an important thing we're doing that it's really crucial that it carries on and doesn't stop when I stop.
But whatever happens, one thing is for sure. Jill is well deserving of all the praise she gets.
So many regular people who come to these concerts, and we've got a regular group of people, and you could hear the sighs when it was said that this was the last one for the summer. Yeah, they love them and really appreciate them. It's going to be extremely difficult to replace Jill.
The pews were packed at Jill's final concert last week as people said goodbye and thank you for all her hard work. And Jill has faith that someone else will take the reins so the concerts can continue next year. James Dunn, Estuary TV.
Fantastic. Just hope they do carry them on next year.
And if you'd like to help, get in touch with St Peter's Church in Cleethorpes. Now, next on the show, my guest is Beverly Gormley from Heritage Lincolnshire. She's here to talk about the county's oldest landmarks and an opportunity to come and see them for free over the coming weeks. Thank you very much for coming in today, Beverly. I'll call you Bev, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So tell me, first of all, you're from Heritage Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do they do?
Heritage Lincolnshire is a charitable trust that was set up around 30 years ago to look after the heritage sites of Lincolnshire. We also do archaeology, look after heritage sites ourselves, and we protect and enhance other heritage sites in the county.
And you say it was set up to look after certain heritage. Are there any individuals that...
At the moment we're looking after Bolingbroke Castle, Tattershall College, Tuphome Abbey. We've got about 6 or 7 sites on our books that we look after.
And I bet it takes some looking after to maintain those.
It does, yes. I did a site visit at Tuphome Abbey yesterday, and it's quite a big site, lots of sheep on there, and you do get some random fly tipping events and signs being broken and things. But other than that, it's fantastic, you know, to look after that sort of heritage.
Now, if you're from this area, you know about the heritage that we have got here. But if you look at like a national trust map, there's a big gap around Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
Do you think that the rest of the country, you know, needs to know what we've got here?
Oh, definitely. We've got some real hidden gems in Lincolnshire. We have got the National Trust sites such as Belton House and Gunby Hall, which will be opening for free during the Heritage Open Days.
So tell me a little bit, because that's coming up next week, isn't it?
Yeah, 11th to 14th of September.
And what does that involve? It's happening all over the country, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a national scheme. But in Lincolnshire, we've got just over 100 sites that are opening up for free. It's not just sites. There are guided walks, special talks, open churches. There's loads going on. It's too many to list, really.
So when you say Heritage Open Days, I mean, it'll be a chance for people to go into these sites, and presumably you're pushing it a little bit as well, so that people, you know, will come and have a look and see inside these places. Will they be open?
Yeah, they'll be open, and some of them will have areas of them open that the public don't normally see. So it's a really good chance to go and see that hidden heritage that you wouldn't normally get anywhere else.
And I suppose one of the best things about it is that it's free.
Definitely. People that might not normally visit these sort of sites, they can go and just enjoy themselves, take the kids. A lot of sites have got kids' activities on. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. Once a year, you don't want to miss it, really.
Well, I bet parents will be glad, because it's never a cheap day out with the family, is it?
No, that's it. And just after the schools have gone back as well and buying school uniforms and things, it's nice to go out for the weekend.
And are they all free? Because I know there's places like Belton House, you know, like you say, are National Trust buildings, and that can cost you a fair whack usually.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're all free to go in. There might be some that charge a small fee for a special tour or a talk that's going on in the site at the same time, but they should all be open for free.
And back to what we were saying about, you know, Lincolnshire does have a lot to offer, even if the rest of the country might not know about it. I mean, talk us through a few of your favourites.
For myself, well, I live in the south of the county, so for me it would be such as Lincoln Cathedral. They'll be open. Belton House. There's Heckington Windmill that's just had its new 8 sails put on. And they're milling flour for the first time in a few years, so I want to be there.
And what about here in northern Lincolnshire? Is there many people?
There are loads.
Yeah?
Yeah, loads of them.
Some you can recommend?
Yeah, definitely. In Barton upon Humber, there's the Wilderspin National School Museum. They're opening up, and they're going to have a display of all their World War I memorabilia and the school logs and things like that. So that's well worth a visit. But there are lots in the area. There's Grimsby Town Hall and the Time Trap Museum that's opening up.
We've certainly got plenty of great advice, especially you've only been with Heritage Lincolnshire a month, haven't you? And where did you come from?
The Woodland Trust previously.
And I understand that now, hopefully, you might be able to bring some of that knowledge from the Woodland Trust.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm developing some projects that will hopefully bring some of that in and bring some of the outdoors to Heritage. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Because a lot of these old sites, you know, they've got grounds and they've got an awful lot of nature around them, haven't they?
Yeah, there's Bolingbroke Castle that we manage. That's got a really nice wildlife area around it that's sort of not left to go wild, but we encourage it to grow naturally. There are lots of butterflies on there and great crested newts and things like that. So it's nice that people can go and have a nice day out looking at the archaeology, but also, you know, spot the nature as well.
Yeah, no, that's really great, because I mean, if these places have got something to offer, then I suppose it'd be great to actually include that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, just finally, if people want to get in touch with you and find out more about these open days, how can they do that?
Well, they can go onto a search engine on the internet and just type in Lincolnshire Heritage Open Days. That should take you to the Lincolnshire Heritage website. Or you can go into a tourist information centre or a library where we've got the booklets. Most of them are in the booklets, but some extra ones are on the website.
Thank you very much for coming in today. I'm sure people will do that.
Thank you for having me.
But I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. But don't forget to let us know if you've got any stories for us. Get in touch by calling on Grimsby 315 561 on social media, or email us at news@estuary.tv. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.